Did you know that in recent industry surveys, a staggering number of organizations, we're talking upward of 80%, firmly believe they deliver superior customer service? But get this, when you actually ask their customers, yeah, sometimes fewer than 10% agree. It's a massive, frankly costly disconnect. Welcome everyone to This Explainer. Today we're going to break down the essential steps of a highly specific training module designed to close that exact gap. We're looking at exactly how an organization maps out its customer landscape. If you've ever wondered how teams systematically digest and present vital customer feedback without getting completely lost in the noise, well, you're in the right place. We're going to unpack the exact requirements participants must fulfill to master this framework.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. Number 1, the review process begins. Number 2, satisfaction and experience data. Number 3, presenting indicators and results. And finally, number 4, identifying the CSS.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the review process begins.
Which brings us directly to the exact title of this module, pulled straight from the text: Customer Satisfaction and Customer Experience, a Review. Now, the foundational goal here is understanding this dual landscape, and we really need to pause for a second and define what that means in practice. Because, it's so incredibly easy to mix these two concepts up, but they are absolutely not the same thing. Customer satisfaction, that's purely transactional. It's the immediate reaction to a specific touch point. Think about a time you went to a coffee shop. Was your latte hot? Did the barista get your name right? If yes, boom, you're satisfied. But customer experience, that is holistic. It's the big picture journey with your brand over a much longer period. It encompasses the welcoming vibe of the shop, how seamless their mobile app is to use, the rewards program, and even how they handle customer service over the course of an entire year. They're two distinct but deeply connected realities that participants absolutely have to conquer to truly understand their market.
Moving right along to Section 2, Satisfaction and Experience Data.
Getting into the core of the module, we follow a strict 3-step framework. Step 1, review current data. Step 2, present current indicators and results. And Step 3, identify the CSS. Now, I really want to emphasize why this specific chronological order is completely non-negotiable. In the corporate world, there's this dangerous temptation to just jump straight to Step 2, right? Teams want to start building these glossy presentations and pitching bold new strategies before they've truly grasped the ground truth. But look, if you skip Step 1, you're basically building a house on sand. You cannot accurately present what you don't fundamentally understand. This framework enforces a logical progression from raw input to synthesis to finalized output.
Let's zoom in on that vital first step. The text states, participants start by reviewing current data on customer satisfaction and customer experience. But what does that actually look like? Well, it means popping the hood of your business and really getting your hands dirty with the raw numbers before any of those big meetings take place. We're talking about analyzing hundreds of support tickets, looking hard at raw customer churn rates, and reading through social media sentiment. Think about a scenario where a software company thinks they're doing flawlessly just because their quarterly sales are up. The executives are thrilled, popping champagne, but if they actually sat down to review the current experience data, like their support logs, they'd clearly see that users are incredibly frustrated with a buggy new software update, and a massive wave of subscription cancellations is brewing right over the horizon. That is exactly why a thorough, grounded review of existing data is an absolute mandate.
Which leads us to Section 3, presenting indicators and results.
Now, what's really interesting about this next phase is what happens once the data is absorbed. The module asks participants to synthesize their findings and present them back to the organization with crystal clarity. Item 1, you must present the current indicator of customer satisfaction. And item 2, you must present the current results of customer satisfaction. The distinction between these two items is absolutely critical, so let's break it down with a super simple example. An indicator, that's your yardstick. It's the specific standard the organization has chosen to measure success. A result, on the other hand, is the actual measurement you got when you used that yardstick. For instance, if you run a customer support team, your indicator might be average customer wait time. That's the standard. The result is the actual data, say an average of 14 minutes. You have to explicitly show leadership both pieces of the puzzle. I mean, if you just walk into a meeting and say 14 minutes, literally nobody has the context. If you just say we measure wait times, nobody knows how you're actually performing. You need both to provide a complete, actionable picture.
And finally, Section 4, identifying the CSS.
Based on everything you've gathered so far, the module poses the ultimate hurdle. What is the organization's CSS? Now, for anyone who might be unfamiliar, CSS stands for Customer Satisfaction Score. This is a universally recognized key performance indicator that simply asks customers to rate their experience with a business, product, or service. Usually, it's that classic survey question we have all answered a million times. How satisfied were you with your experience today, measured on a scale of 1 to 5? Your organization's CSS is the pulse check. It's the distilled, numerical representation of all that vast satisfaction data we reviewed all the way back in step 1.
As the text explicitly mandates here, the participants need to identify the CSS. So, the crucial point to take away is that successfully pinpointing this exact score is the required conclusion of your entire data review and presentation journey. But why is this the capstone? Well, because identifying your true customer satisfaction score means your organization is no longer flying blind. It gives you a concrete baseline. Once you have a clearly identified CSS, you can reliably track your progress over time, you can use it to secure funding for new customer service initiatives, or even quickly pivot product lines that are underperforming. Knowing your CSS proves you've actually synthesized the complex landscape of your organization's customer experience into a singular, actionable truth.
By meticulously reviewing the raw data, explicitly defining the indicators versus the actual results, and firmly identifying your customer satisfaction score, participants aren't just ticking boxes on a training exercise. No, they are unlocking the exact blueprint needed to objectively transform their customer relationships. So, I'll leave you with this final provocative thought. How will mastering these steps and identifying the CSS shape your organization's future? Could applying this rigorous framework uncover a massive blind spot in how you currently measure success? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I challenge you to look at your organization's raw data with a completely fresh perspective today.